Your time is one of the most valuable resources you have. More precious than money, more limited than any material possession. Once it's gone, you don't get it back. So when someone constantly demands your time, but never offers theirs in return, you need to pause and take a hard look at that relationship. There are people who will treat your attention, your effort, and your presence like an open bar, always available, always free, with no intention of giving anything back. They will drain you emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically, without ever considering what it costs you. This isn't about being selfish, it's about being intentional. Your energy fuels your goals, your growth, and your peace of mind. Giving it away to the wrong people leaves you empty, distracted, and stuck. It slows down your journey. The truth is, the people who genuinely care about you won't just show up when they need something. They'll make time for you too. They'll call you not just when they want a favor, but when they want to know how you're doing. There's a big difference between someone who values your time and someone who uses it. It's okay to say no. It's okay to set boundaries. You don't owe constant access to anyone who doesn't respect the price of your presence. People who truly belong in your life will understand your limits, not guilt trip you for having them. So ask yourself, are the people in your life pouring into you, or are they just showing up with empty cups, asking for another refill? Because if someone's only around when it benefits them, they're not appreciating your time, they're exploiting it, and your peace is far too valuable for that. There's something powerful about walking in your full truth, being exactly who you are, without shrinking, without apologizing, without editing yourself for the comfort of others. But the moment you begin to grow, shine, or step into your potential, some people will feel threatened. They'll tell you you're too much, too loud, too confident, or too ambitious. What they're really saying is, you make them uncomfortable, and instead of working on themselves, they want you to shrink. That's not your burden to carry. The right people will never ask you to dim your light so they can feel better about their own shadows. They won't compete with you. They'll clap for you, cheer you on, and help you reach even higher. When someone wants you to play small, it's not humility they're asking for. It's submission. And you weren't put here to be less. You were put here to be fully you. Your light, the way you think, create, love, dream. That's your gift. You were not designed to play on mute. You were designed to impact, to inspire, to break cycles, to lead. And when someone tries to dim that, it's usually because they're afraid of what your shine reveals in them. Your confidence exposes their insecurity. Your growth reminds them of their stagnation. Don't let someone else's fear dictate your frequency. The world needs your voice, your vision, your presence. If someone really values you, they'll make room for all of you, not just the parts that are convenient for them. And if your light feels too bright for certain people, hand them some shades or show them the door. Either way, keep shining, because your light doesn't need permission to exist. It just needs you to stop apologizing for it. Loyalty is a beautiful thing when it's mutual. It means standing by someone, having their back, showing up when it matters. But far too often, people will demand loyalty from you without ever giving it in return. They expect you to defend them, support them, stay committed through thick and thin. But the moment you need that same energy back, they disappear. That kind of one-sided loyalty is not love, not friendship, not respect. It's manipulation. You see, real loyalty isn't about blind allegiance. It's about trust that's earned and actions that match words. If you're always the one standing up for someone who never stands up for you, what you have isn't loyalty, it's imbalance. And imbalance drains you. It makes you question yourself, doubt your worth, and wonder why the people you care about never seem to care back in the same way. But the truth is, Loyalty without reciprocity becomes a trap. It keeps you loyal to someone who has no intention of being loyal to you. Some people will test how much you're willing to give without giving anything back. They'll call it loyalty, when really, they're just seeing how far they can go with taking advantage of your loyalty. And you can't keep showing up for people who never show up for you. That's not strength. That's self-neglect. You deserve people who match your loyalty. People who speak your name in rooms you're not in. People who check on you, not just check in when they need something. If you keep giving and they keep disappearing, it's time to stop calling it loyalty and start calling it what it is: one-sided. And one-sided loyalty will never build a foundation that lasts. You owe it to yourself to stop investing in people who treat your loyalty like a convenience. Forgiveness is powerful. It frees you from carrying bitterness, resentment, and pain. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean ignoring the damage done or pretending like everything's fine when it's not. And most importantly, it doesn't mean allowing someone to escape responsibility for their actions. When someone hurts you and expects forgiveness without taking accountability, they're not seeking healing, they're looking for a shortcut. It's easy to say I'm sorry, but real growth requires more than words. It requires reflection, honesty, and a willingness to own the harm caused. If someone truly values your forgiveness, they'll prove it through changed behavior, not just empty apologies. Without accountability, forgiveness becomes a cycle, a revolving door where someone continues to hurt you, apologize, and expect immediate absolution without ever doing the work to change. Some people want the comfort of being forgiven without the discomfort of facing what they did. They'll call you unforgiving or say you're holding a grudge simply because you're asking them to be responsible. But there is nothing wrong with protecting your peace and setting standards. Forgiveness is your right, not their entitlement. When someone minimizes the impact of their actions, shifts blame, or gets defensive instead of reflective, they're not ready for your forgiveness. They're just trying to escape consequence. And if you give in too soon, you risk teaching them that your boundaries can be broken without repercussion. You have every right to expect more. You have every right to say, I forgive you, but I need to see growth before we move forward. Forgiveness can be given, but trust must be earned back. Don't confuse being kind with being naive. Real forgiveness involves accountability, and anyone who refuses that isn't seeking reconciliation. They're seeking permission to repeat history. Helping others is one of the most human, compassionate things you can do. We all go through seasons where we need support, and it's a beautiful thing to be there for someone during their struggle. But there comes a point when helping turns into enabling. When you're doing all the work while the other person stays stuck in the same place, not because they can't move, but because they won't. There are people who won't take responsibility for their own lives, but they will gladly let you carry their weight. They'll lean on you so heavily that you start to lose your balance, sacrificing your peace, your time, even your well-being. And at first, it might feel like love or loyalty, but if you're always saving someone who's not even trying to save themselves, you're not helping them, you're hurting both of you. Support should uplift, not exhaust. It's okay to help someone who's trying, who's putting in the effort, but just needs a hand. But when someone becomes comfortable in crisis, always looking to you to solve their problems, that's no longer about partnership, that's dependence. And your role is not to be anyone's emotional life raft while they float through life refusing to paddle. It's hard to step back, especially when you care. But love doesn't mean losing yourself in someone else's mess. You are not responsible for anyone's growth but your own. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step aside and let them learn how to stand on their own. Don't confuse carrying someone with caring for them. If they won't take even one step toward change, it's not your job to drag them toward it. Help those who help themselves. The rest will only drain the life out of you while calling it love. Deep down, you always know. That quiet voice in your gut, that inner sense that something isn't right, it rarely lies. But so often, we silence it. We override it to please others, to avoid conflict, or because someone we care about is asking us to. When someone wants you to go against your own values, your peace, your sense of what feels true, that's not love or respect, it's control. And control dressed up as connection can be hard to see until you've already started losing pieces of yourself. Any relationship, friendship, family, romantic, should never cost you your authenticity. If you have to constantly question your choices, sacrifice your peace of mind, or compromise your principles just to keep someone close, that's not a connection worth keeping. When someone pressures you to ignore your gut, to betray your instincts, or to be someone you're not just to make them feel better, it's not about you at all. It's about their comfort, their agenda, their need for control. Your values are your compass. They guide how you live, love, and show up in the world. If someone asks you to silence that voice inside you, to betray that compass, they're not walking beside you, they're steering you away from who you truly are. And when you abandon yourself to keep someone else happy, you don't just lose peace, you lose you. You are not meant to live small or silent. You are meant to move with purpose and clarity. Listen to your gut. Trust your discomfort. That inner alarm isn't there to ruin something good. It's there to protect you from something wrong. And the people who truly care about you will never ask you to go against yourself. They'll respect your boundaries, not push them. They'll walk with you, not pull you off course.